What's up, everybody? This is Colby Cheese, and I'm going to be doing a commentary here of around a 2K ELO game that I picked up to start watching. My friend Arcade Angela is actually in this game doing some mid-Kazakhs, which is pretty exciting. Not actually going to be following him around, though. I'm already pretty sure I know he's going to be building a Brutalizer and Last Whisper. That's his standard build, made even stronger now with the new changes that are currently in this patch. This is actually my first commentary with the new changes, so it should be pretty exciting. Both teams seem to be going into position to either invade or catch somebody in a level 1 situation. What I'm going to be doing this game is following around the junglers, probably either Lee Sin or Xin Zhao. I'm thinking Lee Sin for this game, seeing as how he's one of your standard jungle picks, and I'm kind of curious how the new jungle is working out for everyone. And on the other hand, Xin Zhao going to be starting with a Hunter's Machete and 5 health potions. I don't really like that personally, that you have to start with this new Hunter's Machete and boots is not necessarily as viable as an option on most junglers anymore. But I know that some junglers can do starts that don't involve that. For example, Lee Sin here has a long sword and 2 health potions as his beginning items, and we'll see how that actually works out for him. So he will be stealing the enemy race so far and grabbing those right off the bat, whereas they're going to be doing a standard blue buff start for Xin Zhao here. And Explorer Ward was placed down, I noticed earlier, by the Nunu, and that's going to help them just kind of see if they decide to go for those golems to begin with, or whatever they decide to do. And I didn't see Janna actually picking up any early ward placement. They did put one down here, but that's not the Explorer's ward. So I'm kind of curious how that's going to work out. Lee Sin is already ganking up the top lane. He did grab that red buff very quickly. He's already level 2. He's going to be grabbing a nice Q onto this Elise. Let's see if he can actually land it. And he's just going to walk right up, hit his E right off the bat. And the creeps are in the way, so he can't actually shoot out the Q to pick her up. But the flash is down, so successful gank already. And did a little bit of damage as well. He's just going to back off and go for his blue buff now to go ahead and ensure that safety. And Z-Melt is going to notice that his red buff is down since it was stolen by Lee Sin. So he's just going to go ahead and grab those wraiths and potentially gank mid or top after he's done with that. Let's go ahead and talk about the masteries real fast of the Lee Sin while we are waiting. And what I noticed he grabbed was pretty much a 21-9 mastery setup. So kind of like if he was an AD carry, but he went ahead and grabbed the extra damage to the jungle creeps masteries and then that hardiness for the extra 5 armor. And as far as his runes are concerned, he just got a pretty a fanned out page where he's got the armor pin, damage, flat damage, and then the magic resist. So kind of like my real manly page that I have set up. And Melt is going to be coming up here to gank already. Elise going to go ahead and let herself get pulled to try and bait out a kill here. Nicely played as well, because she uses her E to jump up into the air, avoid damage, while the Xin Zhao is able to get in there, and she doesn't lose all these creeps. Now, if she had actually fought that fight without the help of her jungler and lost all of these creeps, she would have been considerably far behind, and that's exactly why he decided to engage that. So that was a really good play on her part, but overall he was shoved in hard to her turret, and that allowed Xin Zhao to pick up that kill. Oh my god, and looks like, let's just jump back here. Looks like Lee Sin actually came in from the mid lane, was able to get a nice kill into Arcade Angela. Let's just find out how that unfolds. He does have the double up coming in here. Oh, and a nice binding right around the creeps. I don't even know how that like juked around there, but Arcade Angela didn't see it coming either. And he actually wasted his flash. So usually you don't want to flash if you get hit by a Lee Sin Q, because then he's just going to still jump right to you. You generally want to wait for him to jump to you and then use your flash, but he kind of panicked there, jumped away, and gave that kill away to Lee Sin. Lee Sin now going to be jumping up in there, picking up some more of his jungle, and at this point in time, it's actually going to be just before the Xin Zhao were to go over there. So, oh, okay. Looks like he's actually going to be picking up the mid lane, and so he's going to miss those wolves as soon as he heads over there and notices that Lee Sin took them down. All right, let's take a look at the Xin Zhao's rune page and let's see what he's deciding to use on his setup. He's actually got an interesting mastery setup with a 9-12-9 setup where he's just got the armor pin, and then he went down for the extra HP and defense tree and the hardiness and that sort of thing. Meanwhile, though, before I finish up on his other page, Warzy is going to be picking up a nice kill onto the Nunu there, as Rule 18 kind of baited that out just a bit, got very low, but luckily was able to stay alive, and Warzy grabs that quite easily. Not much skill involved in that one, just walking up and being in the right place at the right time. So nice eye on his part by seeing that. So let's see what Xin Zhao is going to be able to do. He's actually picked up his Madred's Razors, which builds from that machete that he had picked up, and so he's going to have the thing I don't really like about the new Madred's Razor is it doesn't actually have that armor, and that's one thing I really liked about having the Madred's Razors early on, is that it did have that extra or no, sorry, not armor, but the extra attack damage. So it's good in the jungle, but it's not actually going to help you in your ganks at all. It's just going to allow you to clear a little bit faster and be tankier whenever you run up into the lanes. Either way, though, he's going to be using that to clear out those creeps as fast as possible. And as far as what he got in the utility tree, he just got the utility that allowed him to have the increased buff durations and to have reduced cooldowns and move speed and all that good stuff. And for his runes, he's opted to actually set up a page in which he has armor, damage, magic resist, and move speed. So somewhat similar to the Lee Sin page, except instead he does have the move speed quints rather than the armor pin. And that's the one change that he actually made in his page. And that's actually good for Xin Zhao. Xin Zhao really needs to get in there in range, and if possible, start on his 3-talent strike combo before using his dash. But either way, he's got the options there to do that now. And Lee Sin coming in here to look at potentially going for a gank, but he will be spotted by Melted, and he's going to have to back off. This is going to be a 3-man dive onto the bottom lane, but it's going to be a 3v3, and I don't know how safe that is going to be. Angeloid spotted now by Lee Sin, going to be jumped onto. Lots of damage coming out there as well. A nice tornado from Janna at least slows him down for a little bit, and AC gets in range to get both people into her ulti, deciding to actually head for Melted. Takes him down very quickly. Warzy could potentially die here as well, but Arcade Angeloid is getting stuck in position, got binded. Double kill for the Ezreal. And overall, this is looking quite nice here, as the Lee Sin does get away with just hardly any HP at all, and several more kills for the enemy. And a nice binding by Morgana gets even another kill for the Ezreal, who's looking at a really strong 4-1 position at this point. So let's take a look here. Lee Sin is now running up here with a Brutalizer, so he decided to build that longsword as his first item, heading straight into that Brutalizer, and that's going to give him a lot of damage and ganks onto the enemy lane. So I'm imagining that he is going to be able to clear alright, but he's not going to be focusing a lot of his attention into the lane. As you can see already, he's been ganking quite a lot this game, whereas the Melted kid here is, well, it appears that, oh my goodness, he almost got that red buff stolen from him, but he could actually go down here. Melted gets caught out. That was just perfect timing for Warzy to come in there, and a nice Q. He lands both Qs there and takes him down very quickly. Angelate is trying to clean this up as best as possible, using his leap before he jumps over the ward wall, and so unfortunately is not going to be able to clean that back up. So Lee Sin is doing a great job there, just at the right place at the right time. I mean, that was literally perfect timing. He hit that Q right before he was able to kill that red buff, and he jumps in there, cleans it up, and takes home the gold, I guess you could say. Elise here is actually doing really well on the top lane, so we'll see if he can actually kind of come in there and try and make some plays onto that enemy Elise. So with that Brutalizer, I'm curious what his next item is going to be. Is he just going to go straight out damage with a Bloodthirster, or is he going to go for a little bit more tankier items now? Oh, he actually decided to pick up a Boots of Mobility, so he is full out lane gank mode right now, just going straight up roaming as much as possible. Gonna forego a little bit of damage and tankiness in the jungle for the potential kills onto enemy champions. As you saw already, it worked out quite nicely against Melted once he did catch him in that jungle there. Even with that extra armor from Madred's, it wasn't enough to help him defend from the damage that Lee Sin had, since he was already low from that red buff to begin with. And Lee Sin does get the kill onto the Nunu already, and maybe even a double kill there And actually, it wasn't a double kill as Ezreal picked up the kill onto Caitlyn. But either way, he does get the assist for that. And that's going to help him out quite a lot. He's already at 403. So 7 kills he's been a part of in this game. Almost all of them, actually. So all but 2 kills have been the direct cause of, or related to Lee Sin being in there. So he's making a huge impact on this game, whereas Xin Zhao has been already shut down. They stole one of his reds. He died picking up the second one, and now a dragon being picked up. That's going to set blue team in a really good position this game so far. And now he cannot even grab his own blue buff. He's getting shoved out, so they have complete control over this game so far, and there's not much that he can do about it. He's going to need a lot of coverage from his team in order to actually be able to make a difference here. And even they are a little bit too far behind to really push that back themselves. Nunu saying swap jungles, no problem, but that's kind of funny. I think what he's referring to, he's either being a dick and trying to say this jungler's not doing well, or the fact that they just keep stealing each other's jungle. Looks like he is going to be going for a nice gank there. Arcangeli gets stunned, but with his ultimate, he has enough range to get in there, shoot that W out, and take her down. Lee Sin is going to be coming up top to try and cover this, and potentially even picking up a kill. Really easy for him. So once again, right place at the right time. He saw her very low there, trying to be farming, and a little bit greedy there, shoving the lane. He was able to jump in there and pick up that kill just perfectly. So this is going very well for them right now. And he will be going for a longsword, so potentially going to go for a last whisper, perhaps, as the new changes do allow for that percentage pin and flat pin to work really well together. Looks like Lee Sin is going to be coming for a kill attempt. Is he actually going to see this Nunu here? Oh, and he does catch him right before he backs. It was so close. What? I don't know how this guy is so lucky, man. He's just like everywhere perfectly. Now Lee Sin trying to get a kill on Arcangeli and is going to get the double kill with a nice play. Angelid was able to do a lot of damage, but Lee Sin is just so far ahead right now with that brutalizer and an extra longsword that he just whack takes him down so well. And I don't think Angelid had his ult. Yeah, see, he didn't have his ultimate ready, otherwise he maybe had a chance to kill him, but I don't know. Lee Sin had the Q, so he had vision on him anyways, and it would have been really difficult for him to actually pick that up. Sorry. Looks like Melted now has his Wriggles Lantern built up, but still, I mean, that's 12 minutes in. He's really far behind. Let's take a look at the gold. He's got way more farm than Lee Sin, but Lee Sin is just picking up kills all over the place. And so the new jungle, you can tell right now, I mean, you just don't have near as much gold as the other lanes. So they said that they wanted the new jungle to allow champions to have more gold and whatnot, but it just doesn't seem to be happening. I mean, sure, he's a little bit behind, but if you look at the comparison of gold for him and other laners, he's actually got less gold than their supports, and he's not necessarily like farming terribly in the jungle. But, I mean, no kills, but still, you would think that you would get at least a little bit more gold than that in the jungle. So far, I'm not really sure I like it, because there's not really any viable gold per 10s that you can get as a jungler anymore. And so you no longer have the option of coming back from being behind in the jungle like that. The only way to actually get ahead in the jungle, from what I can tell now, is actually by picking up lots of kills like Lee Sin. So I'm thinking the ganking junglers are going to be the new meta here, and tanky junglers are going to be less viable since they have no way of getting gold. Or at least that's the way it seems. And what? I don't know what Elise was thinking there. She just walks up into the turret and gave the kill away after she was already safe. Let's see if Warzy can pick up the kill onto Melted here. All he needs is one last Q, and he is going to land it. That's going to be easy enough for him to chase that down with that red buff, and boom, kill is taken. I think he actually used the ultimate to make sure and pick that up. He didn't want to let him get away. He probably could have kept walking in and auto-attacking, but the ultimate ensured that he didn't get to that turret and caused Warzy to take extra damage. So overall, he will be going for that BF sword now. I'm curious, maybe Long Sword will pick up a Last Whisper later on. And he decided since he's doing so well, he's going to go ahead and pick up that Bloodthirster as soon as possible. Arcade Angeloid, as you can see, is, like I said, going for the Last Whisper and Brutalizer setup. Pretty common and standard for him. And I don't really know what Melted's going to go for since he's so far behind he just can't afford anything yet. He's got his Wriggles Lantern and Boost 1. So far, this has been a really good game for Warzy, though. He's at 8-0, hasn't even died once, has hardly any farm, but it doesn't matter with that many kills. Angelo picking up a nice kill onto Phil there, and Warzy has to jump out of there. Getting double killed now, though, by Angeloid. Wow, that damage was legendary. He just, like, whacked him down so fast. But Lee Sin doesn't necessarily have a ton of armor right now. He went more for the damage more than anything. So, from what I can tell, let's see what he's got. So he's got 67 armor, nothing to really be, certainly nothing to be afraid of. Yeah, literally no armor items, just going straight up damage. But he does have that Bloodthirster now, so that's going to be really strong once he starts to build that up. Cool thing about the new Bloodthirster is that it actually starts with 70, and you only have to stack it up 30 times now. So that's going to make it a lot easier on people who die and have the problem of losing a lot of stacks, etc. Of course, it is, I think, a little bit more expensive, too, because of the new lifesteal item. And there we go. Angelo going to be trying to pick up a kill on the KSG Snipes. He just needs to get one more cooldown, and really all he had to do was just run up and attack him there. So he hit his Q to take that kill. Where is Lee Sin? So Lee Sin coming around here. He will be spotted by this ward as he comes up to try and counter this blue buff. Let's see if he can actually get it. Oh, and he does get the smite up before Angelo is able to do anything about it, and that is unfortunate. So Lee Sin, just perfect timing always, like everywhere he goes. He just, I don't know if he's got some kind of clairvoyance or what, but this guy is just in the right place at the right time at all times. Of course, I guess he did have the ward there, so and it's not like he guessed on it, but either way, he just got there in perfect timing, walking all the way from the base. And I think if Angeloid had like queued that once, he would have picked up the blue, so it couldn't have been any more perfect than that. And Warzy is now going to be shoving down this turret as much as possible. Angeloid going to do his best to shove that back, using that W from Kha'Zix is actually quite effective. You'd be able to explode creep minion waves like crazy. So with a Ruby Crystal, this makes me assume that he's going to be picking up the new Black Cleaver. And that is a pretty damn good item, because once you get Black Cleaver and you get a Last Whisper, essentially once you have all the stacks up, someone who has around 150 armor will be taken down to 20 armor. And so they only have 20% damage reduction as opposed to the full 50%. So that's a pretty big difference. You're able to take off 30% of their damage reduction with the new armor changes. Yeah, that's weird. Angelo didn't do any damage with his W there. It looked like it just went straight through Morgana. So Warzy now going to be running up here and just finishing up his jungle in preparation for potentially this dragon fight. And AC needs to be a little bit careful. He's okay for now. It's just a Nunu running in there. And Melta is going to look at getting in position. Now having a Giant's Belt, potentially going to be going for maybe a Sunfire, something like that. He wants to get that armor and that health to help him out in these next fights. He is kind of in a scary spot here. He needs to be careful. He's going to get destroyed if they decide to actually go on him, but Phil is now very low. Angelo jumps in, but nice tornado from the Jenna actually keeps him from going in any further. And now he is going to get taken down, shut down. 500 gold extra now for Warzy. And the double kill for Elise as she does clean him up as well. But that's going to be the first death. Oh, actually, that's the second death for him. He died earlier to Angeloid as well. So, unfortunately, she doesn't get that extra gold. Angeloid grabbed the gold from earlier. But that's going to help him out quite a bit. He's able to pick up a full chain vest and a no magic. So he is going to be going for that Guardian Angel now at this point. Blue team does win that trade, so they will be picking up the dragon at this time. And right now you can look at the gold. It's about 5,000 in the favor of blue team. Of course, red's actually not doing that bad. Angeloid is getting quite a few kills here. Elise is doing great. She's got that new item, the Leandre's Torment. Oh, that's unfortunate. Nunu comes in there to try and steal that, and was not successful. So, but yeah, the Leandre's Torment is great on champions such as Elise, who can slow your movement down or stun you or whatever, and you get that extra 10% on every ability that you cast. What an amazing item, especially on her who, I mean, she's a champion that already builds the, I can never remember the name of the item that builds this, but whatever, the little mask. The Mask of Scary Magic Pen is what I shall call it this game. And, but yeah, she already builds that before the patch came out, but now it just gives her that extra upgrade, and it's a pretty good situation for her, or a pretty good item for her, I should say. Q will be coming up here to get a little bit of damage off onto KSG Snipes, who's in a pretty scary position. Wow, just able to jump over the wall. She wasn't in range to fall down onto his face, unfortunately. Oh, but Angeloid picks up the kill, no problem. We got enough assassins in this game to take care of business. And where is our Lee Sin at? He is somewhere. Somewhere. Oh, here we go. So he's going to take a look in the bush with his Q. Doesn't seem like he finds anyone, obviously. We have vision of everything. We got two people waiting here for Phil to get just a little bit out of position. All they need is for Squish Squash to land a stun, and this is going to be good to go. And there it is. There's the engage. It's going to be a 3v2 situation with a kickback from Warzy. He's like, screw you guys, I'm getting out of there. And a nice shutdown. Angela picks up the kill. I guess this has really turned into more of a full game commentary than watching just the junglers, hasn't it? But either way, I think it's pretty exciting. So, whatever, I don't care. Let's take a look here at the jungler on this side. Yeah, he will be going for the Sunfire, so I predicted that one right. Oh, and the Raffle Factor actually doing the Bush Nunu tactic here, trying to go full out onto Rule 18. Didn't do a ton of damage, but enough to slow it down for Inari to get in range. Can she pick up the kill? Not enough damage to actually clean that up. KSG Snipe's going to try and turn this around, but this is going to be a fair engage here so far. Rule 18 is going to get that ultimate blocked by Warzy, so nice job. He actually saved the Janna, and he will get away safely as well. KSG Snipe's going to go down, trying to use his ultimate, but gets destroyed before it actually comes out, and it's too bad. And here we go. Is Ace Z gonna get taken down? Is he gonna get squashied? I think it's just about possible, but that ultimate scares him away. Oh, nice job! Oh, but the snowball will take him down. So that would actually have been really well if the Nunu wasn't there with that snowball. She had that Zonya's like perfectly to block the damage from the ignite hits. This has been a pretty interesting and exciting game, I will have to admit. So Inari in the mid lane, picking up that turret, going to be shoving around onto the enemy minions at this point, trying to grab those, do as much as possible, while they, on the top lane, blue team tries to chase down the Nunu. Looks like he will be grabbing that, using his flash to pull him right back in there, and that actually is not bad at all, but my goodness, Angela doing so much damage, cleans up the Janna very quickly indeed. And he is now working on his BF sword. So wait, does BF sword actually build? I don't think BF sword builds into the Black Cleaver now. I cannot recall. But either way, he's got the BF sword, so he's gonna have a lot of damage. And that is scary. What do we have over here? Pretty standard build for the Darius. Nothing too out of the ordinary. Of course, with this Aegis of the Legion, that's a great. The changes to the Aegis actually make it a great anti-mage item. So he's going to be fairly strong against Elise. Of course, he's going to have trouble against Angeloid and the Caitlyn. And, well, basically, that item's got a little bit of armor on it, yes, but it's mostly useful against mage now because it gives you 60... well, sorry, the upgraded version gives you 60 magic resist, I believe, and then like 30 armor. But overall, it'll be great for the rest of the team anyways. So it's good that he is grabbing that. And it's nice that that item is now so good that it kind of turns it into a pretty good top lane item. You don't necessarily need your supports or your junglers to start picking that up anymore. You can decide to buy that on almost any laner that's going to need health and magic resist to a large degree. Alright, and the Guardian Angel is picked up now for Lee Sin, so he's looking to be in a pretty good position right now. Some fire built up on the Xin Zhao, doing lots of damage now to Phil, and Phil gets taken down very quickly. Guardian Angel grabbing that kill. Oh my god! I want to watch that again. He just jumped for so far. Alright, that fight was nuts. So, okay, let's just watch War Z once again. So I'm going to slow this down just a bit and see. Okay, so he hits his Q onto Angelade right there, right as he dies. The knockback from Lee Sin and the freaking jump, but he still goes all the way. How did he went from like right here all the way up here? How is that possible? I don't even know. And then War Z is going to get jumped onto. Nice stun there by Squish Squashy. But he jumps to the ward, and he is going to be safe. He's not going to go down. Does Squish Squashy have a chance to jump in range? I don't think so. And there's the Q, but a nice Janna shield actually stops that kill from happening. Oh my god! Nunu tries to jump over the wall with a flash, and an ultimate gets destroyed. His life is still up. Oh, and there comes Squish Squash. He's going to get the kill on the KSG Snipes, but not War Z. War Z's Guardian Angel remains intact. Wow, what a beautiful fight there. That was amazing for the escape from Lee Sin at 11-6 right now. He's so scary. And Orko's being picked up finally. I don't know if they've had them before, but it looks like he obviously does now. So 5-minute oracles. We'll see how well that works out for him. Mikkel's Crucible, and this is going to give her. So I'd like to see her actually use this, or sorry, Nunu use this, as it's going to be able to actually cleanse any of his allies as well as healing them for quite a bit. 15% of your missing health is not bad at all, especially if they're really low. And so that's a really nice heal ability. We're going to have Angeloid just standing over the wall, throwing out some poke as much as possible. And what is he planning on cleansing? He's probably going to plan on cleansing any kind of Morgana bindings that tend to happen, or potentially just a stun from her ultimate. There's a lot of opportunities for that to be cleansed, but mostly he's just doing that to counteract that Morgana. And he can probably win the game, because usually Morgana bindings will decide a game. But if he's able to cleanse the binding out and force the enemy team to think they're going to go in for a nice engage, that could be really good. Squish Squashy gets taken out extremely fast. Ace is picking up that kill. Warzy looking for an opportunity to land something. He misses his Q there, so he can't follow up just yet. He's going to have to wait for the cooldown. Phil dunking Melted in the face. And going to come around here now for Arcade Angeloid. Angeloid using that slow from his W to get away just safely. Oh, he's actually going to go for the kill, but gets destroyed extremely fast. And there's the double dunk. That's his third kill in this fight. Triple now for Phil. And that's going to be all of blue team coming in here to take down the turrets. And that put them in an extremely scary position at this point. So Angeloid could have easily jumped over the wall to escape, but he thought he can grab the kill. Phil with a fast response time said, "Screw you, dude," and took him down. And this could be the game right now. They're actually calling out GG well played. I don't think they're going to be able to shove down all the way yet. And there could be the potential for them to come back, as they're only about 6,000 gold behind. They're not doing too well on turrets, though. If they go for a Baron right now and pick up a Baron, they might actually have a chance of getting that, because blue team is just barely going back. And looks like Morgana ran past that ward, so they know that they're potentially going to be going for that dragon. So Morgana's going to be at this dragon, while red team has the potential of going for Baron. I don't like the new... I'm going to stop my thought there to say that I don't like the new Sunfire. What the heck is going on over here? Don't like the new Sunfire graphic. That's what I'm trying to say. Alright, so what happens here? KSG Snipes is going to do his best to take down the turret. He does do that. He does take down the turret. And Squish Squashy is going to be killing KSG Snipes. Actually, our Angeloid picks up the kill. There we go. And now going to be continuing to jump in here onto Warzy, taking down the Guardian Angel. And this is going to be their position to come back. So they took down the double kill. That's an extra 432 gold for Angeloid. And this gives them this still gives them the opportunity to go for that Baron, because they are still trying to grab this dragon. AC has no mana and is doing his best to take it out, but now he's going to have to go back to base. They're all going to be heading towards that Baron at this point. And oh my god, they could actually catch these guys if they had known that they were there. Oh, this is so scary. Alright, so dragon is now down for blue team. And red is pinging the hell out of that that Baron. In fact, blue team is the one pinging the hell out of Baron, as they know, they're like, come on guys, they're going to be going for Baron right now. You got to stop that. And the only one there in position is Phil. And he's like, yeah, see, I told you, they're going for Baron. He can't do much about it. Oh, he actually misses his grab there, and that's unfortunate. Although it might have actually been a good idea that he missed it, because he probably would have been killed by her anyways. There it is. Baron is picked up for red team. No kills for Phil, and they're going to jump out of that one safely, no problem. This is looking like the nice comeback potential for red team. I said they're only 6,000 gold behind, and blue team made the mistake of losing 2 people down here. Phil died trying to stop them from Baron. Didn't actually happen. And so we'll see if that actually turns this game around for them. Did they change the graphic on Morgana, or is that just me? Like, I don't remember her wings looking so detailed. Anyways, blue buff here for Lee Sin. Let's see if he actually transfers that over to Ace. And he will. Nice guy, jungler, doing what he's supposed to be doing. And I'm just going to speed this game up just a bit while we are waiting for everybody kind of back off and whatnot. So it looks like Angeloid did go ahead and go for the Black Cleaver, as well as an Infinity Edge. And he's going to grab his own blue buff there. It's going to give him a nice cooldown reduction. Oh, did he accidentally use his... Oh, he just hit level 16. So he leveled up his ultimate as his next ability rather than his Q. So he's like, screw it, don't care about the extra range and damage on my Q. I'm just going to go for that extra passive damage on my ultimate. And that's okay. It also gives him the ability to reduce the damage taken by quite a bit as well. If he jumps in there and Morgana tosses on her ulti, he can toss his ulti out and he will take considerably less damage from those fights. Seems like the Xin Zhao is doing okay now as far as tankiness is concerned. He's quite a bit behind the other players as far as gold. He's way behind the support even. So that's too bad. But I guess that's the new jungle for you. But they're doing okay. They took down the turret and they are continuing to shove this. They do have the Baron advantage. Nice binding, but oh, it is actually cleansed. So looks like the Nunu decided to use that Crucible there. And probably not necessary. I didn't think the binding was that scary of a position, but you know, it's still something that you're trying to learn. It's cleansing an enemy, or sorry, an allied champion. You never know when the best time is for that. You just have to make an on-the-fly decision. You don't have a lot of time to decide. I mean, it's 2-second binding, so you need to cleanse that right away. In most situations, otherwise the enemy team could potentially engage on you. And look at the poke coming in here. You've got spiders flying out from Elise, and then Angeloid just blowing up Ezreal. He was around 800 health. Angeloid saw that, went in for the kill, and the refresh on his E allows him to jump right back out. No problem. So we're looking at a really good situation here for Red Team. They're going to be shoving down this turret, and they can probably pick up the inhibitor now that they've taken down Ezreal. Angeloid is doing a great job of carrying this game now at 14 kills, and he is extremely terrifying right now as well. So let's see if they're able to turn anything around. They've got lots of wards here. No oracles to stop that from happening though. Ooh, and Janna going to be taken down. They actually just waited in the bush for the engage. There's the Elise going to be turning that around onto the Morgana. And Morgana's now down, and Janna. And they're probably going to pick up Phil if they get into range. Elise grabs a kill on him. And this is going to be bad. This could be the game as well. And, you know, Xin Zhao, he kind of called it GG a little bit too soon because they have now come back into this one. And, oh my goodness, almost enough damage. Angeloid shot out his rockets, trying to pick up the kill. And he does because Ezreal got a little bit greedy. And there we go. There is the jump where he jumps out of there. No Q from Warzy to pick up the kill on the Angeloid. Whew, what a nasty, nasty game. And there is potentially a couple of towers down. Let's see, can Warzy actually defend this? It's going to be very difficult for him. They're all up still, even though they're low health. They can probably continue to dive this. A nice stun is going to allow them to pick that up. Tower goes down. Warzy's G8 is popped. And there's the kill from Angeloid. And they're going to clean up the game for the GG. Thank you guys for watching. That was definitely an exciting game. So if you enjoy the commentaries, make sure you hit that like button and be sure to subscribe if you haven't already, as I'm going to be doing a lot of guides in the future where I show you guys how to play as well as my daily commentaries of high level games. So I'll see you around for the next one. This is Colby Cheese. Peace.